The following is a special presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for giving up your wonderful and outside for a wonderful and sunny afternoon. We changed this up a little bit today. Last year we had it in the garden. Those of you who were there remember it was very cold, and remember that it was muddy, and if you wore high heels you got kind of mud all over. And so in previous years it has been more of a banquet, and that's something that we wanted to get back to. There happened to be 2 additions this year. Whenever President Miller was here, he would have the Society for Collegiate Journalists up to the President's house, and that was where we would have that particular induction. And now that he is no longer the president, I thought that we would add the Society for Collegiate Journalists induction to this particular COM Awards afternoon. The other thing that we are very honored, and this is our first year doing, is that there is a National Communication Association, NCA, and they are the association that Professor Sprouse, Dr. Sutherland, Dr. Smith, and myself have all been members of at one time or another in our academic careers. It is the quintessential communication association where we look to them, and they put on the conferences, and they have the journals and the publications that help us understand the importance of communication research. Because of the vision and support of Dr. Jason Smith, he has been instrumental in allowing us to have a Lambda Pi Eta chapter. And so this is the first year that we've ever had that, and had that induction. And so we would like to begin the COM Awards, and there is an agenda on each of your tables if you want to follow along with each of us where we're going to be going and exactly what's going to be in the next order. That Dr. Smith is going to induct our first 2 members into Lambda Pi Eta. So we are very honored, first off, to have an honorary, and secondly, that Dr. Smith has worked so hard with the NCA to have this honorary on our campus. So thank you, Dr. Smith.
Thank you, Professor Gamble. Thank you. Am I speaking through the mic, or is it picking me up? Thanks, Joe. Mr. Dumas and Professor Sprouse doing a wonderful job. Thank you to Dr. Sutherland, Professor Gamble. I just want to follow up with, that was a very nice intro that Professor Gamble gave. The Lambda Pi Eta is the National Honor Society for Communication, and there are a number of communication associations that are professional, collegiate, that deal with scholarship, research, education. One of them that Dr. Sutherland has been affiliated with for probably decades at this point. He's a AEJMC scholar, researcher, and educator. So that's sort of Dr. Sutherland's kind of his background. A lot of his research and stuff, in addition to his pedagogy, is taken from that particular association. There's another one, the ICA, which is the International Communication Association. That's actually global, and that has millions of members. So it goes all the way around the world. The national organization, which its origins are from rhetoric, one of the oldest disciplines in communication, obviously has become more nationalized, and it's one of the largest conference that we have in the United States. I've been at a bunch, and as Professor Gamble said, she's probably been at a few, and Dr. Sutherland's probably been at a few as well. Professor Sprouse. So it's for me, it's a big deal at this small school of Bethany. To have a chapter here was very important to me, because what it did, it gave sort of a national presence of one of those associations here. And so we actually are the Alpha Delta Eta chapter, and so I think for the inaugural year, I can't talk today, it's Sunday, I've been with my son all day, so out in the hot sun. You know, for me, it's I'm sort of I'm really the chapter president at this point and faculty advisor because of its new year, and so these are the first two that will be, recognized and awarded. I think this very important honor. So, two people that were selected, I think were outstanding students in our department last year, a couple years now, that have not only had an athletic presence, but have also been diligent students. I think really good fellows. They've done a lot of service for, I know, our chair, Professor Gamble, and for Dr. Sutherland. I've probably been a substantial annoyance in their lives as well, I imagine, because they're just, when you get a couple of people or a few people that are really into this, it's really exciting. And not that all of you haven't made your mark here in the department. It just so happens that these two, I think, really exemplify the qualities of this honor society, or the qualities that this honor society is looking for and hopes to acknowledge, or tries to acknowledge. And again, a lot of this is based upon GPA, which I think is sort of it's an important measurement, but I think also it's being able to say I'm a part of this honor society, and it's national, and no matter where you go, being a part of this is pretty special. It's sort of it lets you sit at the adult table, so to speak. So that's why I like it, and again, I hope we have lots of other members going forward. This is certainly not the last induction, I hope. So anyway, I'd like to announce the first, well actually I'll just announce them both. The two members that are going to be receiving their honorary membership to Alpha Delta Eta, the Bethany College chapter of Lambda Pi Eta, is Lauren Simpson and Sammy Schott. I'll do yours, Sammy, on graduation, I think. How's that? So this is yours. Congratulations. I'm so happy. That's awesome. Good job. Thank you, Professor Gamble.
You're out. I'm in. Honor cords and pins go to Sammy as well as to Lauren. Will get hers next year when she goes to graduate. We're very proud of the certificate, and it's the first certificate you see whenever you come in to the department beside the TV. So we certainly want all of you to understand that. If you've been in our department, you've walked down the wall, and you will notice on the right-hand side, we have members of the Society for Collegiate Journalists on the right-hand side of the wall. We are one of the 13 oldest chapters of the oldest journalistic honorary in the United States. We are very pleased that we won Chapter of the Year 2 years ago when we hosted the Society's annual conference. So we are very pleased that each of us, or each both with Dr. Smith's honorary and Society for Collegiate Journalists, that we can talk about the importance of why we have these honoraries. We ask that for those of you to be inducted into the Society for Collegiate Journalists, you do two things. One, you have a B in media writing, which is 201. Very much a difficult course, or should be a very difficult course here. And secondly, that you will have been given a semester to the Multimedia Tower online, and that you will assume a leadership role that is under the tutelage of Dr. Smith. This year we have, and Cameron, I know you're already standing up. Heather Grinkley and Josie, will you come in and join me up here? They were our 2005 inductees, and if you will stand here beside me, I would like to induct the new class. That is Grant Delaney, who is at home working on his senior project. Sammy Schott, Bailey Starr, and Nick Plesh, who is probably, what do we think, 5th inning, 6th inning of the baseball game. They all called and apologized that they couldn't come. Come on up, Sammy. So, I know you said this at your pledge last year, but we don't remember it. I'm going to stand over here. And so I am just going to briefly ask that if you are willing to be members of the Society for Collegiate Journalists, if you are, please respond by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Here's a pledge I would like you to look at the top of the page and read together with me. I hereby pledge to gather all pertinent news and opinions concerning issues and events on campus, striving at all times for accuracy and fairness, and safeguard the freedom of all campus media in order that they be able to serve the campus community without dictation, coercion, or restraint. We are going to, each of us, take the oath, and then we are going to sign the pledge sheet. This pledge sheet is kept at the national headquarters, and that we, each of us, will have lapel pins that we will wear whenever we are out at our journalism functions, and that each of us who happen to be graduating will have our honor cords that we will wear to graduation as well. So I'm not sure. Cam, for you? Sammy, for you? Heather, you're leaving us?
Thank you.
And we've got another year with the two of you. Wonderful, fantastic. If you could help me read the pledge that all CJ members take, and keep this beside you, because it's part of the ethics class that Dr. Sutherland talks to you about. It's part of the media writing class. It's part of COM 101. And it's one of those guiding principles that I hope will be in your hearts. Will you repeat with me? I come before you seeking membership in the Society for Collegiate Journalists. I have read and understand the national constitution and bylaws and pledge to uphold the ethical standards of this society.
I also pledge to subscribe willingly to the practice of freedom of expression and will guard against the abuse of this right.
I understand that I am held accountable for the content of the printed page and broadcast, and must stand firmly by what I believe to be right and significant for the campus community. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Token of our appreciation, I have t-shirts for each of you. I have one of each side, and so if they don't work out, they're in Sammy's office. You can share them with each other. Thank you very, very much, and I have okay, well, we'll need you for this picture. Cam, can you get in this picture with us, please?
Yeah.
So this is last year's and this year's.
All right, we're going to do.
Right here with me. Let's be down over here. Put you like this. You can just be in front of me. You don't have to.
Wanted to hug it.
Yeah, I know. That's not going to work.
Taylor, can you see the light?
And can you just get a picture with this year's class, which would be Just
Stay in there.
the two of you. Yeah.
Me.
Thank you. We'll put you on the national website. At this point in our Communication Awards, it gives me great privilege to be able to introduce to you the senior member of our communication faculty, someone who I tell you I am honored to serve with on a daily basis, to learn from, and to call my friend, Dr. Patrick Sutherland.
Good afternoon, everybody. Great to see you. And I would just like to acknowledge the great leadership that Professor Emmy Yankisic-Gamble gives to our department year after year. Emmy and I, because we're such a tradition-bound institution, we know this, but some of you don't. We were hired by the same professor,
Yes.
the late Dr. Hal Shaver. He was department chair at Bethany for I think about 8 years. He hired Emmy first, then a couple years later. We didn't know each other at
Nope.
that time. Then he hired me. So, and a tragic death. He was, a very physically fit man. Went on to start the College of Journalism and Communication at Marshall University, and he passed away on a treadmill. He was doing his exercising, and left us too soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Emmy.
Have all the awards.
And also, because we're a tradition-bound institution, and I have several awards, and I'll get to those very soon. Some of you, again, may not know this painting here of Old Main was done by the former advisor to then TV3, Dr. Russell Cook. And Russell left Bethany College after some 26 years service. I'm on my 26th year right now. He went on to be named the department chair of the communications department at Loyola University in Baltimore, carrying on a great tradition of successful professors here that we have. It's a great honor to work with Dr. Jason Smith year after year. Jason, you brought so much to the department. And Eric, I think, hopefully Dr. Russell Cook and you could talk in the future about what you've done, breathing life back into what we now know as TV14. Thank you very much for that. So, the radio station, we're 50 years young. 50 years. I've been fortunate to meet the engineering student who started WVBC. It wasn't called WVBC back then, but it was in the basement of Old Main. There was at the beginning, the radio station was through the electrical system. It's a horrible way to listen to radio, but it was technology that was available then. And we were at 10 watt for many, many years. And in the early 80s, we became an 1100 watt FM station with a great tower location. We were, when you drive to Drovers, go into Wellsburg up 88 North, you see a 400-foot radio tower. So our signal actually got into Pittsburgh, and we were an FM station for many years. But now we're a very vital internet station, and the students that I'm going to give these awards to have done a great job at keeping the tradition alive. WVBC is well respected with our alums, with our professors, with our trustees, and with people who know about Bethany College. So we're really proud that this is our 50th anniversary. So thank you all students who are getting awards today. We're giving more awards on Tuesday. If you don't get one today and you're associated with WVBC, good chance you'll get one at our end of semester gathering. So the first award for outstanding service to WVBC for the fall 2015 semester. Our training director at that time And this leader, among other things, redid our protocol system for training at WVBC, which is very, very important, because the sooner we can get you on the air and comfortable, the better the radio station sounds, the better you do throughout the entire semester. So thank you for the leadership, and the leadership is continuing to be displayed by our current operations manager, Megan Lindley. The WVBC Golden Mike Award. Again, talking about tradition. No reason you would know these things unless a professor like myself, Professor Gamble, Dr. Smith, Professor Sprouse, and of course our amazing engineer, Mr. Joe Dumas, who's brought a whole nother set of skills and leadership examples to Bethany. Joe, thank you for all that you do. It's amazing. You know, you're talking to Joe Dumas, you turn around and he's gone because he's got another project. It's amazing how you can be so many places at the same time. Mr. Dumas, thank you very much for everything you do. So Golden Mike Award. I was in one of my classes just a couple weeks ago, heard a knock on the door, thought it might be a student just a few minutes late. No, it was an alum from 25 years ago who lives in New Jersey, does IT work for a company of 6,000 people, brought his son back just to show his son that he was a WVBC Golden Mike Award winner. Now, we had it in the closet, so I went out and got it, and but it was great to have him back. So, I mean, these awards are good indicators of future success for all of you that win them in all the campus media. So, congratulations to everyone, besides just the radio winners. So, for the fall semester 2015, we have 2 Golden Mike Award winners. One is present today, and one is at a baseball game as a player. So, they have done a sports talk show, this duo. And not only did they do that last semester, but they also did several, at least volleyball games, if not other sports that I may not be aware of. So please join me in congratulating Golden Mike Award winners Zachary Schlauter and Caleb Kemp. So our top WVBC award that we give when it's merited is going to a leader who has been around WVBC for many semesters now, started as an announcer, and I could kind of tell over a year ago when we were having a, let's see, how would you describe this? An intense conversation out at the football field during one of our setups and breakdowns, that this is the type of leader that we want and need at WVBC and the other campus media. So this award goes to our former operations manager and our current program director. He's grown tremendously as a leader, and for example, figuring out how to motivate his fellow leaders at WVBC. So please join me in congratulating our WVBC Leadership Award winner, Mr. Daniel Seaman. And with Professor Gamble's permission, I've asked Daniel if he'd stay for just a few minutes. We wanted to do just a couple of minutes, 5 minutes or so, sampling of what's going on at the radio station. We're, as all of you are proud of your campus media outlets, as I am too as communications professor. With Daniel here, I asked him to put together just a brief montage of what we're doing this semester. For example, we've done, here you go, Daniel. This semester we've done 4 different news programs throughout the week, identifying a need for the campus and fulfilling it. I know all campus media go through cycles of different types of programming. We do a lot of sports talk. We do cultural shows. Talkative Tuesdays is an example of what you're going to be hearing. So Dan might want to make a few comments because he put this together earlier this past weekend as to who these folks are if you don't recognize their voices.
Yes. A lot of these guys are people who are putting in a significant amount of time at the radio station. Megan's Mashup is on there. We have some stuff from our variety show, and we have some stuff from Antonio and his great show. So we're going to just start this out. It's about 5 minutes long.
Inaugural racquetball sign-ups going on now, and students, faculty, and staff are encouraged to sign up for either singles or doubles. The tournament will consist of round-robin format to determine seeds for the elimination tournament. Players will be given a time allotment to complete their matches, which will allow for flexibility with their busy schedules. The league dates are going to be for singles March 14th through April 8th, and they want you to sign up by tomorrow for that. And doubles will be April 9th through May 6th, and they want you to sign up by April 1st for that.
Might have to sign up for those.
Especially since you can do it on your own time. You just have to put the games in. That's awesome.
Exactly. Castleman Run Road Cleanup. The Castleman Run United Methodist Church is looking to partner with a Bethany College Club to help clean up the road. So if you guys are interested, any club interested, make sure you give them a call or get their number or email at skemp, KEMP, at bethanywv.edu. And I can only see you out there. Do you gotta wear like a tutu and stuff? Like,
I don't know where to do it. I'm not doing it.
what are they called? The leotards, the onesies? Like,
We didn't get that far. Listen.
You're not there yet.
Yeah, no.
That's way.
We're not ready to perform.
You're on a 100 level. That's senior level.
Yeah, that's at least 202. We're like 101 right now.
All right, well, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some campus sports. Thanks for listening to WVBC Bethany. Here's Fancy by Iggy Azalea.
Welcome back to Talkative Tuesday on WVBC Bethany. And once again, we're going to have to end our show a little bit early this week, but it is always for a good cause.
Yeah, you can tune in on the same station at 7 o'clock. Khalid Pierce and Riley Harrison will be announcing the Bethany men's basketball team's playoff game tonight. So be sure to tune in and listen, support your Bison, even if you're here or not. Thanks for listening this week.
And as always, have a great Chicken Patty Wednesday tomorrow.
Alrighty, I'm back. This is WVBC Bethany. This is Dangler's Den, and I'm Alexis Dangler. Alright, so up next, I kind of might have a little bit of a controversial story, depending on how you look at it and your frame of mind, but I saw this the other day on the internet, and this girl, she's a 12-year-old girl from Fairfax, Virginia. She posted an Instagram photo with the caption, "Meet me in the library," with a gun, knife, and bomb emoji next to it. This then resulted in her getting suspended. She went to the principal's office, and she actually had to even go down to the police station and talk about this with the cops. Apparently this was a response to being bullied, per time.com. But, you know, I'm sure that this 12-year-old girl did not mean much by posting this caption. More so, I believe that the problem is that children of this age have this technology in their hands, and they're not fully aware that their behavior is inappropriate or seen as threatening.
Just want to let you guys know I appreciate you guys tuning in with me for this last hour or so. Listen to my show every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Should have a lot of interesting topics to talk about. Just hanging out. It's just me, Eddie, in the studio by myself tonight. Matt, John, Tim might be back next on Wednesday. I mean, you never know. But just thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good night. You guys are listening to WVBC Radio.
Which is so crazy because I know as a young rapper, that's one of your worst fears for real. running into a situation like that, especially if you really didn't do it, because you're trying to go against so many odds. You're trying to go against legal documentation. You're trying to go against a woman's word, which is one of the hardest things to do in the court of law, to be honest. So, man, I just wish the best for him, and I hope the allegations that he's facing aren't true.
Help Bethany bring home a win. Another thing, Wednesday, April 6th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Ogden Dining Hall, there will be a chance to pie your coaches in the face. Just donate at least 50 cents or more to get the opportunity to do this, and all proceeds will benefit Alex's Lemonade Stand as well.
Right. Yeah. In addition to that, we also have the blood drive, which the American Cross Red Blood Drive. So the Pre-Health Club is sponsoring this on Monday, April 11th.
All right, so continuing on with a few more awards from WVBC. The spring 2016 semester, we have a tie for our service award winners, and the co-winners are our training manager and our sports director, respectively. First, Riley Harrison. He continues to bring his mature and very careful leadership style to the ever-growing WVBC radio in terms of number of staff members each semester, and I credit the student leaders for that growth. Also, Zachary Yates is always improving, and he's showing that his passion for college sports as an athlete can be transferred to good campus media leadership. So please join me in congratulating our service award winners, Riley Harrison and Zachary Yates.
That's fine.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. You got And our last few awards, the Spring 2016 WVBC Golden Mike Award. The winners here do separate radio shows. One is a hip-hop music and talk show, and the other is an opinion-based and also music show. Both of these WVBC hosts are very positive leaders, so come on up and get your awards, Khalid Pierce and Alexis Dengler. Congratulations. So that does conclude the radio portion of the awards this afternoon. Thank you, Professor Gamble. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations.
Mr. Dumas, if you would come up, I am especially excited to ask Mr. Dumas to join us. He just celebrated his 71st birthday last Sunday, and so we certainly want to wish him a great birthday.
Doesn't look a day over 40.
Go get him, Tiger.
Oh, jeez. Well, this is about web streaming, and whether you people would understand this or not, but web streaming is a very important team situation. And this year, there's a whole lot of things been going on this year that just unbelievable. some people that showed up and surprised the heck out of me. There's some young ones, and we've got some older ones that showed some promise and then really showed a lot of leadership toward the tail end. And it's been a real interesting ride this year. We have some new equipment, had a little bit of growing pains with it, but we have some things going on this year that I think if we build on, it's really going to be superior next year. Next semester, it just ought to be just out of sight, because I think we have some people that's going to come back next year, next semester, and I think it's really going to be an awesome year, because it's just, the mind is really interesting, because it's the graphics is beautiful this year, the announcing's been good this year, the camera work's been good this year. It's finally coming together, finally really coming together. We've got some things that I think that if we build on next year, and I think what we really need to do is when we get on the ground, the first remote we do next year, we just got to start out where we left off. We just can't let up on it anymore. I think that we have some things in place. We have some new people in place. We've got some old timers leaving us, and it's going to be sorely missed. Let's see. First one we got. We got a couple people that's been doing online camera work this year, and one old timer, Cameron Smith, outstanding. Here you go. Break the camera.
I'm sure you've heard rumors that Cam is going to be working for NBC Sports. It is true.
Oh, this one started out just offering to do anything and anything.
Thank you for coming.
And it's really come a long way as a camera person. And sometimes when you get a camera person that really doesn't understand sports real well, and they pick up on everything that you tell them to do and do it begrudgingly. And this is somebody by the name of Kelly. Come on up, Kelly. Thank you.
Take two.
Three.
We good?
Told you it broke it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, gee. Here's a young lady that showed up and done some announcing for us and did a little radio work. Known her for quite a few years. Outstanding Talent Award this year goes to Sammy. Where you at, Sammy? Let's break it this time.
It's still working.
Oh, she got it. Oh, we finally got it right this year. We had some slide live reporters, and it actually worked pretty good this year. And we tried it a couple of years back, and it didn't work very well at all. And this year we actually got some reports in, and it went real well. And this year we got a couple young ladies, and it's Josie and Christian.
I just like looking for the camera.
All right. Oh, gee, don't play no more in the middle. Thank you. We have a service award this year, and we got dual winners again. And I'm glad this young man came back. And graced us with his technical expertise. And his name is Tyler Castle, and we got Katie Vallone. Oh, you got it. Broke it for good. Oh, gee. Here was the sleeper that came on this year. We've had some beautiful graphics this year, and Nick developed some things for us, and it's really worked out real well. But we had some young lady that popped into the trailer and just all kind of crazy things for us, and wants to do everything. That's Lily. Come on, Lily.
Yes, of course she does.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And this is how it all started. We've had a lot of things happen this year that I really wanted to happen, and that was graphics. And we had somebody come along and started doing graphics for us, and that's Nick.
Do you want to announce the co-managers for the
Sure.
web streaming efforts next year, sir?
Oh, yeah. the dynamic duo. That'd be Tyler and Katie. And by the way, it's been a real pleasure, and I really appreciate it because it's really, some people pop in and help set up, and they go away, and somebody else comes in a little bit later and tears down. It all comes together, and we've done a baseball game with no announcers. We've done baseball in the snow. You guys play in the snow all the time and do all kind of crazy things. We've had what you have to understand is what you have here at Bethany is not at a lot of colleges. You could come in here as a freshman and do anything you want to do with us, and that's something to be said. I mean, if you go to some big school, you'll never touch a camera, you'll never touch a microphone, you'll never be on a radio show, you won't be doing graphics, you won't be doing any of that stuff, and probably until your junior, senior year. You can do things for me and the school in your freshman year. You have to understand that. And the other part of that is that if you want to learn something, you just got to ask. The radio station is pretty much, you don't realize that when you're on the microphone at the radio station, people in Florida, people in California, people in Africa, people, no matter where you're at, can listen to your radio show. Same thing with our broadcast. When we do a web streaming game, I would hope that some point in time that we advertise it so when somebody comes in, Robert Morris or some other school comes in here, they know that we are web streaming it. I'm looking for that end of the thing. We've never done that well. So I really want the whole team together and let everybody know that we're doing it. And the same thing with the radio broadcast, same thing with the TV broadcast, same thing with everything. Unfortunately, the TV station only goes to Bethany. Unfortunately, it's not like our guys down the road, it goes all over the cable company. But the bottom line is, the work that you do, I hope you save at some point in time, because when you go out there, that's your resume. That's your camera work, Kelly. That's your switching, Katie. That's your switching, Tyler. And the switcher is awesome. I mean, you will not believe what we've put together here at the school. You could do top-notch things at the school. Looks good, looks professional. And if we get the announcers, that some of the radio announcers come over to TV, and the TV goes to radio and whatever, and we all work together as a team, and we tighten all that stuff down, it's going to be an awesome year.
Sutherland said it very eloquently, so I will just go ahead and steal the thunder that he did. Professor Sprouse, will you come up and present the BCTV Awards, Resurrector of Channel 13 for us? Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. WVBC's been around for a really long time, for 50 years, but BCTV is almost on the heels of that, and it wasn't until I did some research on that topic that I found out just how close it was. It started in the 60s, and the very first broadcast, thank you.
Yes, sir.
The very first broadcast on BCTV was a game show entitled "That's Not Right, You Dummy." I don't think that's a show that would fly in this politically correct society today, but we've come quite a distance since then with one of our latest shows being the Campus Feud show. The television station, when I first came here, according to Ian Shepard, who is conveniently not here today, told me that it wasn't on very much, and I remember him coming up to me and saying to me, "Are you going to put stuff on the television channel? Are you going to put stuff on the television channel?" I said, "Well, yeah, that's the plan." He said, "Oh, that's awesome. I can't hardly wait." And he just kind of rumbled something and ran out of the room. But I'm glad to say that in the last couple of years, we've now kind of grown as a big team, and we're on 24 hours a day. And that's with the community calendar on the weekends and when the original programming is not on the air. And the original programming in itself is on from 16 hours a day, from 8 o'clock in the morning till midnight. So that's a big, gigantic step showing the potential that what BCTV has the capability to do. And it really can't do that without leaders. And what I'm blessed with at this school is a group of student leaders who excel in what they do. And the leaders here, especially those here in this room, the humbling thing is you don't even know your leaders. And that's probably the strongest element about that, is you don't yet know your potential as television professionals. But it's a nice segue into our first award for BCTV, which is the 2016 BCTV Leadership Award. And this year it goes to a young lady who has been here for some time, and I have never seen her, I'm sure she's had bad moods, but she has never, ever not accepted a quest that I've put her on or something to do for television. And she took the managerial reins this year of also becoming our program director. And she has also put up with all of your requests, we'll put it nicely. As our equipment director, she's put up with all of my requests as being her advisor of the television station. She hosts her own movie review show. I don't even know when she has time to do that here on campus. She's directed sports coverage for the BBN. She, like I said, puts up with me quite a bit. And that's enough to say you're more deserving of this award than a little bit more than some the other leaders in this room. You know, I once said that great leaders aren't always about giving commands, but sometimes you can lead by executing those commands to show others how to lead. That being said, the recipient of the 2016 BCTV Leadership Award this year goes to Miss Katie Vallone. I got all day. You know, in a world where it seems like everyone wants to take all of the credit, but no one wants to put in the work. We come upon two gentlemen in this room that tried to prove that theory wrong consistently. And by that I mean the next award for BCTV is the 2016 Service Award. And Professor Yankus at Gamble has changed that to the Bison Award. And I think that's an appropriate label because it really is the college namesake, the Bison, behind an award where you just do service for the television station and you do it without, expectations. You don't do it for credit. There are two people that host a show at BCTV called the Bison Roundup. And I started that show with them a couple years ago. And these gentlemen aren't even in the class. They do it, they host the show because it's fun. They host the show because it's something that they want to do. And again, like I said in my opening remarks, they're leading without even knowing that they're leading. And in this day and age where everybody wants something in return for something, they don't really ask for a lot. That being said, our first recipient of the 2016 Bison Award for service at BCTV goes to Mr. A.J. Bertel. That's true. And Mr. Bertel apologized. He called me and said he could not be here today, but accepting on the award on his behalf, I guess he can probably say, "Go Pitt Sports." So that's Mr. Bertel's. The other recipient, before I give this award out to him, I also want to say that not only does this recipient did the Bison Roundup show, but he also hosted the Campus Feud show that we did here at the campus. 7 episodes coming soon to a TV near you, and he did it without expectations. And that second award winner for the Bison Award for 2016 for service to BCTV goes to Carlo Guadagnino. Oh, that smile. Attaboy, Carlo. Congratulations. Okay. Occasionally, Professor Yankus at Gamble, Dr. Sutherland, Dr. Smith, and I always find at the department somewhere a diamond in the rough. And it's a quote from Aladdin. I don't know if it's a quote beyond that, but that's an old Disney movie from 1993. But it is a diamond in the rough. And by that I mean there's always a newcomer that seems to wow us. Even Joe Dumas has said there's always somebody that comes along, and he's nodding right now. You can't see it at home, but he's thinking, yes, he is. And occasionally we're just like open jaw that floors us with some of the work that they do. Only one. But that being said, I first met this gentleman in January during my J-term class, and even then I could tell he was something special. He went on to become a current MTD at the television station. He's a BCTV staff employee. He has actually hosted an episode of the Bison Box Office with Katie Valone. He's also announced sports here at the college. He has worked behind the scenes with the BBN as camera operator. He's also, and I don't even think Katie Valone and Lexi Naples realize this, but their show wouldn't be a reality today if it wasn't for him figuring out how to chroma key their background in the post-production process. So I take my hat off on that. And there is nobody more deserving of the 2016 BCTV Newcomer Award than Mr. Cody Coleman. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Nice job. Thanks. Congratulations. This next award is the BCTV Extra Effort Award, and it goes to someone in this room that's very special. I have now known her since she first came to the college, and she has done many wonderful things here that I don't think, again, leading by example, not even knowing you're a leader, that she has done that I'm not even sure she realized. She probably will not even admit that she is a leader, but she has done some wonderful stuff here. Last year, she won our Newcomer Award, and at that time, I'm not even sure she expected to continue on, but she has. She's created and edited the Bigfoot lecture series. When the director of Bigfoot came to campus, she made a behind-the-scenes special interview segment with him. She has created an award-winning movie that sometimes she takes claim for, that sometimes she does not, but I think it really is something special. She's also worked for the BBN as a replay operator, a camera operator, and without being the stage manager of the Campus Feud show, I'm not sure that Carlo would have looked as good. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 BCTV Extra Effort Award goes to Ms. Amber Angelo. Is that good? Yeah, okay, thank you. There's something that's not on the agenda, and with Dr. Sutherland, Professor Yankis-Campbell, and Dr. Smith's kind allowance, I'd like to just deviate just a slight bit. BCTV wouldn't be what it is today, or where it is today, without the people that keep us on the air. And they don't really expect a lot of recognition. They don't expect awards. They just kind of show up, have me yell at them about why is there color bars on the air, or why is there in a movie that they ejected during their shift while it was playing, or little things like that. But they put up with a lot of my requests. That's it, requests. And I would really like to just have them stand up and take a moment in the sun, because they really are deserving. Cody Coleman, Alexis Dengler, Kalik Jones, Lamont Whiteside, Kelly Farala, Caleb Kemp, Dwayne Gibbs, Bailey Starr, Kristen Ewing, Nadim Radar, Isaac Flowers, Andrew Doss, Taylor Furco, or any of these people here, can you please stand right now? Ladies and gentlemen, without these people, BCTV wouldn't function and Carlo's mug would never get seen on television. So I really want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know that over the year there are a lot of things that I'll ask you to do, or you'll not be able to show up for a shift, or something will happen, but from the bottom of my heart, you have all been excellent television professionals, and I would hire you right out of college. So congratulations. I think you're all a wonderful group of ladies and gentlemen. Moving along to co-managers of BCTV for next year. If they're willing to accept the trek, was decided by the department this year, and hopefully they will accept in doing so, are the potential co-manager positions next fall. They are Cody Coleman and Lily Knight. And before I close today, and I hand the mic over to Dr. Jason Smith, I just wanted to say that for the last couple of years, I think that I've done something positive here with the students, with the administration, with the television station, and whatever that route goes next fall, if I'm here, if I'm not here, if you're here, if you graduate or move on, I believe that you have been a part of something very special here. Congratulations.
Hi everybody, I'm back again. Hopefully to do a better job than maybe the first time. I'm always trying to improve, even on camera, as we go. So these are the New Media Awards for fall of 2015. And there are 3 individuals. And they were, I would say, integral to the operation of the tower, since it was converted from the Tower Online to, or the Tower newspaper, to the Tower Digital Productions, because of the video production that we now do. in addition to a lot of the distribution and promotion that we do through social network platforms. And so during this period of time, the tower was going through a change in terms of where it was going to be showcased and exhibited, so we had a little bit of downtime, but even amidst some technical difficulties of the tower, the actual physical website, we were still able to create content, and that was very important. And I'm so grateful to have, these students with me and were with me, and definitely have, have impressed me. And I think, with regard to being able to continue on even when times are trouble, or troubling or struggling or what have you, and that will serve them well as they go on to whatever career they choose. In addition, I was at a conference at Sacred Heart University, an ACME conference, which was Action in Media Education, and I got the pleasure of presenting on Bethany College and our media programs here at College Media. And I really got a lot of great feedback from a lot of what I said about what we're doing with WBBC and BCTV and especially the Tower Productions. And so what we're able to sort of do here is pretty impressive, and it impresses folks even at the biggest and brightest of facilities and larger places. So I want you all to know that. You were all, I hopefully represented all of you as best I could, but I want you to know that you got a chance to shine at a national level. First, I'd like to I would like to introduce the new media staffer of the year, and that is an individual who's helped me with a whole bunch with regard to camera work and production and getting people in front of the camera and getting content and essentially distributing it. Without him, I don't know if we'd be able to get any content, so I'd like to present the new media staffer of the year to Cameron Smith. Okay. And the next one that I'd like to present is another individual who's helped, I think, the department writ large, and has really done some fabulous work with graphics, but was another integral player in keeping the Tower Digital Productions up and running, and really helped me in a lot of different capacities with his training in graphics and other Adobe Suite products. And so I'm happy to announce Nick Plesh with the New Media Service Award. And I just want to say, please check out the YouTube page. We finally have playlists up there for all BCT, WVBC. So please check them out. Any content you want to upload, let's get it up there. Thank you.
Okay, it's 5:11. I will make this very quick. I want to say that we were honored this year to have some campus-wide awards. And so I would like to, I know at Honors Day you all clap for these individuals, but I think you need to know that whenever someone on this campus disses you or says something like, oh, comm majors, they have it easy, you can stand up straight and say, I work very, very hard. And of the campus-wide awards every year, communication and media arts majors consistently win. And that's because you're good. You're really good. And that's why we have the communication awards. If you look at the awards in front of you, they are called the Scott D. Miller Award. President Miller is now with us someplace else in Virginia, Wesleyan, but he will always be with us on these awards. He has given us a very large scholarship for communication and media arts students. He has been very supportive of our department, and we thank him for everything that he has done. Not the least of which, we have many campus-wide award winners who have had a chance to also receive the awards. Will you stand when I call your name? The E.E. Roberts Distinguished Prize for Campus Media, Sammy Schott. She was also the winner of the John R. Taylor Award, the James W. Carty Award, Cam Smith, the Charlotte Mannion Yorko Award, Heather Grinkley, the Sarah M. Cannon Award, Lauren Simpson, as well as the Pittsburgh Bethany College for Outstanding Junior Female. Congratulations to all of you. Lauren and Sammy, I want to thank you very much for really being two of the best departmental fellows I have had, and I have to tell you, we have had some fantastic ones. Both of you made Comm Week so easy and so great for me. And I had a heck of a great time with you this week. So thanks for letting me to get to know you personally as well as professionally, and for always keeping our department so organized. I'm so proud of both of you very much. You want to stop up and I'll just give you your awards. Lily, I'm going to make it come on up. Sorry. I only have one more. Thank you. I want to thank all of you for your applications to being a departmental fellow for next year. And Lauren is going to move from our junior departmental fellow into our senior departmental fellow. And we are very honored to announce today that Megan Lindley will be our other senior departmental fellow. And so we're very excited. You will be your certificate next year. Thank you very much. This really concludes the award ceremony, except that I have a special announcement that I wanted to make. I think many of you knew this year that whenever President Miller left, that my husband, Dr. Mort Gamble, would probably go with him. And he did. And so Dr. Gamble has been down there for 12 weeks. I'm not fibbing. These have been the longest 12 weeks of my life. They've really been tough. And I have had to try to make a decision if I'm going to stay here or if I'm going to go. And I want to let you all know that it's because of each one of you in this room that I have chosen you over my husband. I am staying here at Bethany. I love you. I expect the best out of you, and I want the best out of you this year. You're stuck with me. I want to make sure that we all do a good job. So I'm sticking around. Lots of hard work to do. It's just almost finals week. So please eat, have a good time, and we have a wonderful world premiere of Dumas, Smith, Castle, an incredible group. And I would like very much if Professor Sprouse, Mr. Dumas, Dr. Smith, and Dr. Sutherland would come up so we could get a group picture together, please. I also want to holler out to my guys and the baseball team for coming over immediately after your team. That really means a lot to us. We thank you so much. Thanks. Big shout out. And we have your award too. So. Mr. Dumas, you want to come on over? Yes, You can go here. This picture. Yeah. Now, if President Miller were here, he'll tell us to tuck in.